Hello! Hey! How's it going? So, I just heard in another chat actually by Marcel that Bill C-11, I guess, is supposed to either pass or not today. It's in, I looked it up on Google's here. It says it's in the third seating or sitting or whatever it is. So, I don't know. I know this doesn't actually say that they can stop you from saying anything on the internet or that it can't be broadcasted, but I do know that they're going to at least put it down at the bottom of the algorithms and stuff like that. So a lot less people are going to see it than normally. So hopefully it doesn't pass. I don't know. They still got a pretty strong hold with the NDP, so I'm guessing that they're all going to vote together and it's probably going to pass. So I don't know exactly what it means, but I know that a lot of people's stuff that have been speaking the truth lately, are going to be put down to the bottom of the algorithm, and a lot less people are going to see it. So hopefully it doesn't pass. I don't know. I have had my doubts on us winning that one. But I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't know how late they go in Ottawa there. I know it's got to be like 6, 7 o'clock or something, so they're not, I don't know how late they're going with these sittings. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out later tonight if this does pass, because I know it's in the third sitting now, and they're, I guess, debating it over. Hopefully it doesn't pass, because that's absolutely ridiculous. They can just say whatever is misinformation gets put to the bottom of the list or the bottom of the algorithm or whatever, and then whatever they say is not good. Like, you go against what they say, and that's it. Like, you're not going to be put, or you're going to be put at the bottom. So hopefully this doesn't pass. That was just one thing, I guess. Another thing, hopefully a lot of people have been watching the videos on the Pfizer stuff, because they're getting caught in a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know how real the video is with the dude jumping around saying, is this real life and whatever. It looks staged, or it could be just so real that it looks staged. I don't know. I have no real idea on that one. But either way, Pfizer's been putting out a bunch of their own information that's enough for you to at least look into it more. If you're a healthy person, I don't see why you need to be having all these boosters that don't do anything. Clearly, they're not doing anything. And these people talking about wearing badges for unvaccinated, I seen on Viva Frei. Good luck with that. Sounds a lot like we're carrying around paperwork to me, like, wearing a star on your chest so that people know who you are, right? Sounds real familiar. And people want to say we're not going that way. That's ridiculous. Like, you can't be wearing a badge saying you're unvaccinated. That's so. I'm not putting a badge on my son to be going around telling people he's not. No business of anybody's, whether who is and who isn't. I thought we were past that by now. This is so ridiculous, this shit. So anyway, people keep telling me that that the news is saying that Winnipeg is canceled. I know for a fact that that's not. There's still a go. We're going. I'm still getting ready. I got my flag on the back rack for my car. Nice 6-foot flag. Should be good. I know the Unity flags came in from a lot of people, so I get mine soon enough, actually. Actually, I'm working in Port Hope tomorrow, so hopefully when I go up there, I can grab it from who grabbed it for me. And then, yeah, if they're not ready, they're not ready. But maybe I might be able to. I only grabbed one, though. I'm hoping to grab another one. And I got a sweater waiting when we get in Winnipeg. This is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. It's the longest trip I've ever even planned on doing. So, hey, Richard. yeah, I can't wait to go do this. This is gonna be so fun, and then we can worry about what things are happening after. I guess I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about. I hope I get to meet a bunch of people that we can talk, make plans. Because it's getting outrageous. All the 15-minute city stuff, and to be honest, like that one to me is gonna be the hardest one to fight. Because in the first couple years, it's gonna be all fun and games. Everybody's gonna have. There's gonna be more jobs. It's gonna be sound so convenient for everybody, and it's gonna be hard to fight. And the news is going to be shoving it down people's throats how good this is and how amazing it's going to be for everybody, all the convenience and everything will be right there, so convenient for you. What they're not going to tell you is that when all this building is and the jobs are done and everything's built, that you're going to have to stay in there and or switch to an electric car that does more damage to the environment than our gas does. Like this one is going to be a hard one to fight, because these 15-minute cities are going to sound amazing to half the people around, and it's not what they're telling you it is. They want you to stay in these 15-minute cities, and that's just not going to work. They don't want you going out into the farmland and learning from a farmer how to grow your own food, or even just buying straight from the farmer. They don't want you going out there to do that. They don't want you making the ties with these farmers. They don't want you to like them. They don't want you to make friends with them, and have these opportunities or these outposts when things get crazy. And they don't want you to be able to go out to your local farmer and know that guy. Like this is the points they're not going to tell you. They don't want you to travel outside of your area. Not to mention, like, the population, as soon as you start moving everybody into cities, it's a known fact they stop having kids. Like, on average, it won't take long until we're in the same boat as China, or Germany's really real close right now too with their populations, because they're not having kids. You move into the cities, and by averages, you're not having kids. Everybody used to, 100 years ago, they'd have, a small family was 5 kids, because you had to have kids to run the farm. You had to have the labor. But now, like, when you move to the city, a kid is just a liability. All it does is cost money. It doesn't make money. A kid, I don't mean to say it, but it's hard to tell somebody to have kids, myself included. I've always wanted 2 kids, but I'm not going to have a second one in this kind of environment where we have to fight to be able to say stuff on our own pages on the internet. Like that should never be a fight in Canada, and there's no reason for us to be going to number 2, or to be losing our freedoms because things are going bad in other places in the world. We have all the resources and all the food and all the oil, everything we need in Canada. There's no reason to be going other places to be getting this stuff. And it's quite simple that they want you to stay inside your 15-minute area. Like, they're not going to say that you have to until all the things are built. These jobs are going to be come and go. They're not going to stay. They're going to come. It's going to be build this, build that, and then as soon as you're done that, then it'll be you got to stay in that 15-minute zone. And that's not right. It's that you can't be staying in a 15-minute zone. Like, I know there's got to be workarounds for people who work outside their zone and do whatever, right? Like, my mom lives further than 15 minutes away. That's crazy. My sister lives an hour drive, I can't. How is this feasible for families? Nobody's going to go along with this. It can't be. It's nothing that's going to be implemented anytime soon, because there's no way that people can just go along with this. There's people this close to losing their house as is because of the taxes and how they keep hiking those. They're not going to now stand for, I can't go see my family and I can't leave my zone, and on weekends I can't go up to the lake or the cottage or the trailer. That's not, Canada is a place where you go to camp. You go out into the wilderness, and, people have done this for their whole lives. They've been taught to do this. Like, there's still lots of us that have been camping their whole lives. And to me, no, I gotta start going out into the further out to make these relationships with the farmers and start buying meat from them. Maybe like things have to change. You got to start making more relationships with people out further and stop. I don't know, like. It's gotta. We can't just go along. They want you to be self-sufficient on the government. They want you to want them more than they want you, and it's gotta be the other way around. They gotta be able to work for us, do what is in our best interest, and not what is in the best interest of the people making billions and trillions of dollars in our country right now. Like it's and then still push down the same lies on mainstream media that they've been saying the whole time. Like they've never even wavered. This is still, other than the fact that I haven't heard anybody say it's safe and effective lately, but their story never changes, and they just keep throwing it and throwing it and throwing it and throwing it, and everybody is like, oh well, nobody catches them, I guess, so whatever. It doesn't matter how many times they get caught in lies or how big the lie is. It doesn't even matter. They just keep saying it over and over again, and somehow half the population is like, yeah, all right, sounds good. I don't understand. This Bill C-11 is just one part of it. What about Bill 21? Like, I have to argue with people even on our side who don't understand why we should have guns in Canada. I'm like, it doesn't matter why. This is Canada, and we've always had them. It's our right to have them. Like, it's our right for law-abiding people to be having a firearm. We always used to be able to. It's not something that we should be giving up anytime soon. Yeah, it is all brainwashing. The mask thing is the worst part of it. Like, the masks are crazy. People just wear those shits just to friggin' say which side you're on. It's completely brainwashing. All it does is tell people that you're complying with things. I don't know. Hi, Christine. Say hi.
Hi, people.
We smoke in here because obviously we don't smoke in the house, so yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hopefully that Bill C-11 doesn't pass, because this shit is absolutely ridiculous. If our stuff just gets pushed to the bottom of the algorithms or whatever they do, maybe block it, shadow ban, I don't know what the hell they do. To be honest with you, I've never even had a suspension on Facebook or anything. YouTube gets me with copyrights all the time and whatever, but other than that, they don't bug me either. Maybe I'm just getting lucky, or maybe they're watching my shit and whatever, I don't know. However, our shit will be pushed to the bottom of the list if this goes through tonight. So I'm hoping that it doesn't, and that it doesn't pass, but I don't have high hopes for it. C-21, yeah, I was going to go on about that, because it's our right to have guns. If you're, I don't have no criminal record, there's nothing to do with that. It's been almost 3 years now since I first made my appointment to do the firearms license, which teaches you a ton, and if you can pass that, then you should be able to have a firearm. Seems pretty simple to me. It doesn't matter why or whatever. Yes, it's young punks running around with illegal guns that they get from across the border. It's not even, they're not even stealing them from around here. They're just getting them from across the border. And I'll tell you, like, no criminal cares if you change the laws on which gun is prohibited and which isn't. They don't give a shit. They're going to get the only gun that they can get and the cheapest gun they can get, and it doesn't matter. They're going to keep getting them and keep shooting people as long as they can, because they're criminals. And they don't give a shit if you change the law. All that does is stop people from being able to shoot a grizzly bear when they're attacking them and they're out in the forest trying to hunt for food. Or, coyotes trying to get at their livestock when they're in the farmer's fields. You're going to stop the farmer from having a gun to be able to take care of his livestock. That's all you're doing with these things, because the farmer wants to actually abide by the rules, and now, because you changed the rules on him, now you're making what he normally does on an everyday basis, illegal. You can't just tell a farmer he can't defend his livestock. That's not right. Or a guy up in the north of Canada, because this is a federal law they're changing. So a dude in the north of Canada, when a grizzly or a pack of wolves come running at him, when he's dog sledding through the forest, now has to have a gun that only shoots one bullet at a time. That's not right. Like if there's a pack of say there's a pack of six, you're already fucked in Canada because you can only have a cartridge that holds up to five. So, hey, how are you, man? Yeah, I remember. But yeah, so you're pretty well fucked if there's six wolves surrounding you and you have a five cartridge gun. In Canada you're already fucked. So you're taking away the fact that he can only shoot one bullet at a time now. Now he's dead for sure. His dogs are dead. Everybody's dead. You've just taken away his life and his way of riding through. What is he supposed to grab another gun or something? Because now he can shoot like one bullet in each gun. I don't get it. No, people don't in the city. You don't need to be walking around with AR-15s, but having an AR-15 and being able to shoot it at a range is a totally different thing. Some people just like to do that. It's not a violent thing. It's nothing. It's an art, just like anything else. You get good at doing something. You get good at aiming and putting a hole in a target. It's not this is just a tool to put a hole in a target. I don't and telling people, that your legal guns are what's making illegal guns so powerful and kill so many people with illegal guns. So we're going to take your legal guns and make them illegal, so then now we can blame it on... I don't understand any of that. That's such nonsense. And now since the time that I've actually started trying to get my... because of all COVID, all my tests got canceled, or, too many people in a classroom, so you weren't allowed to go, or just canceled because now you're not allowed to be in a room with other people you don't know, or whatever, whatever it was, it got canceled on me like 4 times. So eventually I finally got that. Now I've been waiting like 8 months now. They just sent it back to me because I forgot to print my name on the back of my picture, so they didn't recognize it. They couldn't have taken my name from anywhere else. So I had to print my name on the back of the picture and fax it back to them. So ridiculous. Fishing, camping, forgetting. Yeah, like we can't go for this. It's gonna be so hard to friggin' fight against. I won't be complying either. But and they're not gonna talk about how they're gonna keep you in these cities. Like, I don't know what their plan is to keep it in. I know in Oxford, they're putting up. They're making it so you can only get in and out of 1 or 2 ways in and out of the city, and then on those ways in and out it'll be like a toll booth or whatever, armed guards, I don't know what the hell it'll be, running plates and seeing if you're allowed out of your area that day, because apparently they have 100 days they're allowed out, and then the other 265 they have to stay inside their 15-minute city or whatever the hell it is. And I don't know how that works with people that work outside. But I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with any of my pictures. I work all over the place, from Mississauga to yeah I don't know. If we go along with it, it will be. It's not we can't go along with it, but it's going to be a couple years before they can build the infrastructure to have these 15-minute cities. And if we keep going, like, if they're going to push it as if it's a whole bunch of jobs coming up because we got to build these buildings, and then they're going to make it look like mom and pop shops, but it's going to be Walmarts, really. It'll be tiny little Walmarts everywhere or whatever, right? Like, they'll all be corporations and made to look like mom and pop shops. So when you think you're buying local, you're really just buying off the corporation, feeding the government, making it worse. If we're gonna be, what is it? Free range cattle. That's what they're going for. They want you to be free range cattle in your 15-minute city, and then they're gonna charge you carbon points if you go outside, and that'll be taxed onto you because, and then it'll be to the point where is the taxes on your carbon points gonna be enough to, or gonna be too much, so you can't afford to go outside your area, to work, to camp, to do anything. I don't know about any of you guys. I grew up in the city, but every weekend I was in the country. I was 6 when I moved to Oshawa. Before that, I lived Omimi, Pontypool, Lindsay. I lived around. I get up to the country. I was up Bancroft almost every weekend when I was a kid. Up Maynooth area. It was amazing. That's where you get to learn things that are outside. And unlucky for me, I never actually got to learn. Excuses, no human condition. Yeah, I know what they're pushing for. And to tell you the truth, though, the social credit score is not going well in China. They don't have the computer power to run it. So their computers crash all the time. That's how they're actually able to get a lot of the information out. Because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't know anything about how China runs, because they try to keep it as secret as they can. They steal all their information and their software and stuff like that from US and other countries, other people. They just steal it. That's their actual motto. They just take it. They don't give a shit whose it is. So they take that shit, and if they, but the computers don't run as smoothly as people think. These computers are always glitching. They're always going down. So there's always sections of these cities, and people have learned to actually cut into that and figure out where these sections are, what's happening. So there is ways to get information out, and there's smart people over there that are actually doing it. The people, not the CCP. There's people and good people in every country, right? Yeah. Spyware. Yeah, I know. We're giving all the contracts to them to run our stuff. And it's no problem. They were running, I know, the intelligence part of the RCMP or something like that, getting all the intelligence, and they were the ones contracted to do this. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be too many of us that are not going to stand up for this. So that I have all full optimism of. I'm not crazy worried, because I don't think I think Canadians are strong, and they're not going to just allow to be pushed over in full mass when they do eventually tell you can't leave your 15-minute city. I think that'll be, V for Vendetta. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm optimistic when it comes to that. When push comes to shove, I think that'll be it. I think people will just have enough, and they'll be like, I've been lied to enough, and I'm not going to take it. When they do start telling you can't go camping and fishing and doing all these kinds of things, yeah. Walk away from the money. Street aside by each. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting too crazy. Yeah. Yeah, well, cash is king. Money's always king, but cash is king nowadays. Myself included, I'm bad for it, because when I have cash in my pocket, it's so easy to spend. I spend it so fast. So I was stopping trying to keep it in my pocket. Now I guess, but I gotta stop doing all this debit at all. Stop using the bank as soon as I get paid or whatever. Pull it right out. Stop using that so much, because I'm guilty as hell of that, and I gotta stop doing it myself. But yeah, I just wanted to say I hope this Bill C-11 doesn't pass, because I think it's in its third sitting tonight, and I think that means that it passes tonight or it doesn't. And with the NDP Liberal coalition there, I'm sure it's going to pass if it is tonight. So you know, I figured I'd come on and say something, I don't know, before I get pushed down to the bottom of the algorithm or whatever. You know, I'm not at the top anyway, there's, you know, but I get a couple people looking, so now maybe there won't be any. So I figured it'd be the last time to come on and say my piece before I'm at the bottom of the list. Hope C11 doesn't pass. I got optimism that Canadians won't allow the 15-minute cities when they try to implement us to stay in them. I hope C21 doesn't pass, you know, because that's a big one. It's absolutely ridiculous if you think that's going to stop gun violence by taking away farmer and hunters' guns, or anybody who just wants to do the art of shooting a friggin' hole into a piece of paper. You're going to take his rights away too? Whatever. Is what it is. I got optimism that we're not just going to roll over, I hope, Canada. Because this is it, you know. Our time is coming soon to make the choice whether you're going to just keep continuing to be lied to, or you're going to stand up and say no, you know? No means no. Just remember that. That's it. And fuck Trudeau. This might be the last time I'll be able to say that and not be at the very fucking bottom of the list. So fuck you and fuck all your goddamn liberal fucking ideas. You're letting people in and out of jail like it's a fucking hotel. They have no problem going in and out. They're shooting up people and then you just let them right the fuck back out so they can kill a cop or whatever, right? And then want to blame a hunter and farmer or me that wants to just shoot a friggin' gun into a piece of paper. Shoot a target, you know? Fuck Trudeau. Fuck all 338 of them, or however many there are, because Polyev, I'm sure, is no goddamn savior either. So, fuck them all. We can hope for the best, and that's about it. When shit doesn't fucking go right, then, yeah, that's right. Fuck Trudeau. Fuck him. And see you later, guys. Freedom!